So this side of the house has just never been a good area for me. This has always been somewhere I tried to garden. Now, of course, I have some planter boxes and some things like that inside here. I've got some cucumbers that are actually, you know, you can look under there, they're doing pretty good inside of here. But what I decided to do was till this area. Now, I've got some sweet corn growing right here that I actually think I'm just gonna maybe take down, depending on how fast I do this. I think I'm gonna do it in 8-foot sections. But I've pulled a ton of pigweed out of here, and I've cleared this section off. And I think what I'm going to do is, you can see we've got the slab of the house there. And then if you look back, I mean, this is just an unused area, but it's sunny. Now, I know that our greenhouse is going to go in here, which is perfectly fine. This is where the greenhouse is going to sit for this winter. But I think what I plan on doing, and I don't know how long this is, I think we've got, so these are 8-foot panels. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels to the corner of the house. So this would be about 40 foot long. And I think what I'm going to do with this 40 feet is till all this up, clear it out. I've still got irrigation here, which is good, but I think I'm going to take the irrigation down to a bubbler. And I'm going to build a deck that is about the height of that first runner on the bottom there. And I think what I want to do is build a deck that's 40 foot, but that also has cut out planter areas where we can utilize the ground. So I think the first thing I'll do is cover all this up right here with a plastic, and then you know, it's like a landscape fabric, but it's more of a plastic, and that way I can suppress any weeds growing or anything like that. And then I'm gonna build the first deck right here. Now, I realize this deck is not going to be very high, so I think that's what I want to do. And I don't know that I couldn't do the deck just across the ground, raised up the level of maybe a 2x4 or 2x6 or something like that, and then build planter boxes inside of it. But the walkway of the deck would of course run down the middle. So I think that's what I might do. Of course, you'll be along for the ride if I do it. It'll probably take me, you know, a few days to really do, but I think I'm going to do 8 foot of it. Run to Home Depot and get the stuff, and I'm going to do 8 foot of the deck right now and kind of see how that plays out. Alright, so the deck project for my first 8 feet is almost finished. I'll kind of show you what I decided to do today. So let's kind of get down here. So we've got 2x3s because I didn't want to go with a 2x4. I didn't want it to be that high. And so then we have vapor barrier underneath. I also wanted to be able to stop the grass growth and things like that. So I sprayed weed control, grass killer underneath, then placed the barrier down, and then we built the box. Now we have, so that's the frame, and then right here we have 2x12s that we're using as the deck board. Of course, I had to do some knockouts right here, which I'm going to clean this up. over here, but I had to knock out where the fence posts were, and there's a little dirt area right there, which that's perfectly fine. And then from here, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and till in the next 8 feet, which is pretty important because the next 8 feet will till up, but you'll notice that there's a sprinkler head right there, and the sprinkler head is on a riser, so it will come off the riser and will actually become a bubbler. And so from these 2 boards right here, from these 2 on center boards, we will go out and the deck will continue to run down, but there will be still dirt over on both sides. So notice I have my corn growing here, which I'm thinking about taking my corn actually out, or this is actually a good spot to have where we could grow some things. So there won't be any deck on the sides like there is here. It'll just be a walkway down. Then when we get to this next pole is where we will start, and we'll go all the way down through here all the way. Our next 8 feet will be full deck, and then over here we would do another dirt grow area on both sides, and it's going to give me the ability to cover my irrigation tube right here. As you can see, we've added some new irrigation there that I need to get that hole filled. I've got my stuff that I'm working on right there. I've got probably 5 or 6 projects going on right now. So this is what the deck looks like. It's just 2x12s, which are a little more expensive. What'll happen now is I will finish this out today, and I'll have to do another knockout for the downspout and the pole. Get the last 2x12 on, and then we'll go in and I'll do polyurethane. Actually, I'll do some Thompson's water seal, probably about 3 or 4 coats of Thompson's water seal on this, and then after I do the Thompson's water seal, I'll do a coat of polyurethane on it, because nothing's really going to be back here. We're thinking about putting the greenhouse back here, but we haven't even decided yet if we're going to do a greenhouse this year. It's always one of those things where you think about doing it and you're like, okay, you know, I want to do it, but you know, I just don't know if we want to do a greenhouse this year. It just doesn't get that cold in this zone of Texas. I believe we're in zone 8, and so it doesn't get that cold, and so I think we can use the garage for some of the things. I know we're not going to be doing a lot of growing, but we do have our inside grow lights. We can do the hydroponics indoors. So I'm tossed up as to whether or not to do a greenhouse, but either way, I want to have decking back here, because this whole side of the house, just nothing really happens here. I mean, this side of the house is nothing. I mean, I've tried to do gardens and things like that, but the way the sun works over here and the way everything goes, I just don't think it's the best use. So I thought decking this, and that would give you the ability to do some storage over here on a deck off the ground, and we can curb the growth. I think that's the most important thing, is to be able to kind of curb some of that growth, but still be able to have areas to plant some things and whatnot, and kind of have a walkway all the way down, because this ground is really unlevel, so I'm able to till it, level it out, and do all that. So you'll see the finished product when it's done, but this is the way it is right now, and it is Saturday before Father's Day. And so I'm probably going to work on this probably over the next couple, 3 weeks. I don't think it's something that I'm going to finish real soon, but it's definitely a good project for this summer. So, hey, like and subscribe. Listen, if you want to do a deck, it's pretty easy. Build your frame, build your boards on center, screw that baby in with some SPAX screws and deck screws, and just screw it in. And this thing is solid. I mean, you know, I don't know how much weight it'll take, but it'll probably take a lot. Like and subscribe, please. I need as many followers as I can get. And thank you very much for watching my channel. We'll see you on the next project.